I've been a supporter of World Vision for nearly 10 years now. In fact, I'm a child sponsor of a young girl called Martha who lives in Ghana. She's a teenager, and you know, over the years we've really got to know each other. But I've often wondered what it takes to set this relationship up. So I'm on my way now to the World Vision headquarters in the UK to find out exactly what they do. Must be Jonathan. Diane, pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
We work from the UK office in about 30 or 40 countries around the world. Often the way that World Vision is working is going to the community and sitting with them, saying, let's explore what the issues are, what are the problems, but also looking at what the community has already and how we can add our resources in World Vision to the resources in the community. You may find they say, well, actually education's a big problem because we've got the primary school, but when we get to secondary school we don't have a secondary school we can get to. And then with that we can start to explore, you know, why there isn't a secondary school in the area and how we could make one come about. It's not to say that we provide it all, but really getting the community to start thinking about how they can solve the problems. So I saw recently a family that is now just 6 orphans. The youngest one is about 3 years old as my little girl. And when you see a girl like that and all she's got to rely on is 5 older siblings, and you think, you know, that could almost be my girl, but for the grace of God. It starts to touch you in ways that is hard to explain. I'm not here to solve the world's problems, but I can help some communities, some families find a better hope for their own future, to really help find ways that they can enhance their skills and their knowledge, to give them more hope.
Holly, as well as doing all the sort of long-term development, World Vision's also committed to dealing with emergencies, and that's sort of your department, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I work in the Humanitarian Emergencies Affairs team. We've got the long-term emergencies, the chronic emergencies, places like Somalia, Afghanistan and Sudan that we work in. And then we also have more of the rapid response to the emergencies. So actually, as a World Vision partnership, we have a team called the Global Rapid Response Team, and they're available 24 hours on call to be deployed to an emergency should they need it. Because we've got so many countries, national offices around the world, we're actually in most of these countries when disaster happens, and so we can do a really quick response. We have centres where children can go learn to play and have games and go to school, and I was asking one child, it just really sticks in my mind, I asked him, what do you want for this centre, what would you like, games, toys, books? And he said to me, I'd like a gun. And he said, I want to be able to protect my family. And it's not right for a child of that age to be in that situation. So I think it's things like that that motivate me and want to keep doing the work I do.
Good morning, you're through to Charlotte at World Vision. How may I help you?
So Anne, this looks like the hub of World Vision. What goes on here?
Okay, yes, supporter care is the hub of the organisation. You've got the part where the new sponsors ring up. We actually try and match them to a particular child. They would ring in and say, I'd like a child in Bolivia. They might maybe have a heart for street children, or they might have a heart for Africa.
So when someone gets sponsored, when you know a deal's done, so to speak,
Yes.
what happens then?
We actually ring the bell, but I haven't heard the bell ringing this morning, but you might hear that. And that's just to let us know that another child has actually been sponsored. So there's a heart thing as well. It's a job, yes.
Oh, we
There's
had one. Yay, perfect.
which means that obviously another child has been sponsored. Once they become sponsors, then they're actually looked after in the supporter services.
They love football, so anything to do with that, football stickers maybe. And also anything they can use in school. It's got a pencil case with maybe a few items in it. Okay, is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, lovely. Well, thanks for your call and thanks for your support. Take care. Bye-bye.
Why do you do this job?
Knowing that actually people's lives are being changed in a measure by what I do every day, and to actually say that that's my job, I just go home with a clean conscience knowing that I'm making a difference.
Of course, World Vision couldn't achieve all it does without its many supporters. And I'm about to meet somebody who's been committed to the charity for a very long time, Ray Lewis.
Diane, how lovely to see you. Come in.
Hi, Ray.
Lovely. Good journey?
Yeah,
Lovely.
it's not too bad, thank you.
We sponsor a child in Sri Lanka. It didn't cost us a lot of money when one considers how much I spend on newspapers and cigarettes and goodness knows all the other things that's bad for me. I thought to myself, this would be something that I wouldn't even notice, and I don't, particularly as I give quarterly. Emergency appeals are a regular feature on news bulletins. You have an emotional response, but through our relationship with World Vision, we know that the response we give is intelligent. If one is looking for something that's reliable, something that's going to make a difference, something of a kite mark in the charity world, then I think one needs look no further than World Vision.
I'm on my way to meet another child sponsor. Her name's Carolyn and she's a teaching assistant. And I'm really interested to find out why she sponsors and what sort of impact it's had on her life.
I find that when you're reading about a child, you're thinking about that person as an individual, and it helps you to not just see a part of Africa that's having a drought and you're distant from it. I think that's why the sponsor of a child makes you want to give regularly. We trust that it's going to building up another village or family somewhere else. Right, this is Saeed, and he lives in Ajibar in Ethiopia. This tells us about what's been benefited. Water, clean water supplies, and all the live animals as well to help them with their farming. We'll be carrying on the sponsoring of this child now for as long as it's needed, and for as long as the project carries on.
If I'm really honest, when I first signed up for World Vision, I did it to appease my own conscience. It made me feel better knowing that my financial monthly contribution was perhaps helping somebody else in the world. But if I'm truthful, I didn't wholly believe that what I had to offer could have anything to work towards fighting world poverty. Increasingly though, I'm discovering that although the money is really, really important, the key is relationship. Being directly involved in another life, being connected to another person, showing them that we really care is so important. It really benefits not just the individual, but the entire community as well. So our little bit, your and my tiny little contribution really does have an impact. It really does work, and I find that hugely encouraging.
100 different countries. World Vision is helping 100 million people. With your help, that could be more.
It's fantastic to see the money that World Vision raises really does benefit not only the children but all of the families as well.
I'm working with World Vision because they connect, they bring people together on a global scale. I have a child, and if it was my child living in poverty, I would want somebody to help her.
We've recently been on a trip to Albania with World Vision.
You know, we heard a lot about Sponsor a Child, but we can really say that we've seen it in action and it really works.
I've done some volunteer work in Africa with World Vision and I really learned a lot from it. I think it's one of the most amazing experiences that a person can go through. So I urge everyone who can to get involved.